Butirskaya, three-time Russian national ladies champion, taking the ice in these European championships.
In fourth place after the short program, her goal will be to hit the jump and keep together the choreography within the program, starting off right here with a triple flip. Good start.
23 years old. Like Slutskaya, Maria Butirskaya hails from Moscow. Music is Malagueña.
Picking the right foot in on the triple lutz right here. Only a double, though. Falling short of one rotation. But this is one of her best jumps, the triple loop, and just perfection on the landing.
We should point out that the judges know what moves the skaters are going to attempt, so they know when they step out of something.
Good point. They've seen them in practice, and they actually get in their mind this list of elements.
Obviously, Butirskaya cuts I guess we should say, a more womanly figure than 16-year-old Irina Slutskaya, and that in itself may appeal to a certain judge's taste and expectations.
Absolutely, it's a much more mature style. At times, she almost looks as though she's got a little attitude on the ice. Keeping the timing going right here on this triple lutz. Only a double and a double toe loop after it. Not quite what she wanted. Here, another triple loop. Oh, really? Sideways in the air, not perpendicular. That's one of her best jumps. It's keeping the nerves together toward the end of the program. That's a problem for her. Well, that was unfortunate.
And I think you can see in her face that she is very disappointed.
But you know, you see moments of brilliance in her skating, and then all of a sudden, she comes apart. The first triple loop she did in the program, outstanding. Then the second one, it looked like an entirely different jump, as though she'd never done it before. Here, the double lutz, she wanted a triple, falling short of one rotation. Now the second triple loop, really losing that left leg. That should be down closer to the right foot. It came up around her knee, causing her to really come off the access, but she needs to stay straight up and down to the ice.
5-6, 5-5.
Technical merit scores
5-5.
for the difficulty of the routine she attempted.
5-3.
Oh, she really looks angry. She's disturbed that
5-4.
she did such a nice triple loop in the first part of the program and then totally fell on the second one.
Second mark.
Now the presentation scores.
5-8.
And these are considerably higher. You can see that the presentation she has
5-4.
is interesting.
5-5.
But as we know in figure skating, you've got to put it all together.
5-6. Thank you.
And so Maria Butirskaya has her scores up next. From the Ukraine, Elena Lyashenko. Stay with us. Crossroads of Europe for centuries. Now on the ice, third in this competition a year ago. From the Ukraine, Elena Lyashenko.
You have to wonder, after Irina Slutskaya putting down such a brilliant performance at 16 years old, this might be kind of a shock for these ladies.
She may have put the bar a little too high for the rest of them to meet. Looks like a bit of a slip there for Lyashenko as she got near the boards.
Her first jump, a triple Lutz jump. Really tentative skating into the triple flip, but managing to do it. You have to be very aggressive on the jump. Triple Salchow, only a double. You could really see how she fell off her axis on that jump. Got to stay straight up and down. Triple toe loop. Looking tentative skating into the triple jump, but once she's in the air, she's okay.
Years of age, from Kiev. She is the reigning Ukrainian ladies champion in that skating-rich country. That is truly saying something. Will it be enough to top the performance of Irina Slutskaya? We're about to find out.
Well, I don't think that will happen. With Slutskaya, we really had a complete package. We had the jump, the presentation in her program, all outstanding. You can see why she loses the triple on this. It's only a double because she doesn't get up over her right side and rotate straight up and down. Again, the triple Salchow this time working for her, but really having to exert herself to make the landing
First mark for
complete.
Elena Lyashenko.
Here are the technical scores.
5-4, 5-5, 5-5.
And these scores
5-2,
range from 5-2
5-4,
up to 5-6.
5-2, 5-5, 5-6.
Again, falling
Thank you.
short of the rotation. That reflects
Second
right
mark.
there.
5-4, 5-4.
The presentation marks begin low.
5-5, 5-2, 5-6.
Swedish judge not impressed at all.
5-5.
Generally about the range of the technical scores, and that will be nowhere near enough. Here's a look at the final results of the ladies' free skate and the overall competition. Irina Slutskaya has upset the five-time defending champion Surya Bonaly. Maria Butirskaya finishes in third place. When we return, we will begin the pairs competition. Stay with us. Skating championships continue. Bob Barsha and Peter Carruthers, glad to have you with us. We begin the pairs free skate. Here are the standings after the technical program. Leading the way, the defending European champions, Mandy Wotzel and Ingo Steuer of Germany. French fans, a large contingent of them on hand, as their defending national champions take to the ice. This is Sarah Arbital and Stefan Bernardis.
Of course, the theme behind this performance from the original soundtrack, The Untouchables, and costumes to match. Opening with a split triple twist lift. Well done.
Perhaps appropriate that they take their theme from a movie. Stefan Bernardis is a film student in Boulogne.
Side-by-side triple toe loop. Solid. Row triple loop. Great. Look at the strong back that she has on the landing. They've got choreography that really fits the music. The costuming is very good. Very athletic pair with a lot of presentation. Last difficult move, throw double axel. That's what you want.
A little fist bump there from Stefan Bernardis that perhaps wasn't in the choreography, but it certainly fits.
Great for them.
7th in this competition a year ago, 9th in the World Championships at Birmingham. And Sarah seems to be a bit overcome by that performance, but
well,
why not?
Think about it. You've got to get it all together and have everybody in sync with two people. It's hard enough with one, but when you can do it with your partner and skate well like that, it's a great feeling. This is interesting because he'll just pick her up with nothing but arm strength right there. Very good. Now here's the throw double axel. Great position in the air, and it's the strength to the lower back that really aids in landing those difficult jumps and a lot of emotion in what we call the kiss and cry area while they wait for their mark.
A lot of both right there. Here are the technical merit scores.
Actually, I'd call those marks a little bit low, but remember, they're just now coming on to the international scene. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to establish yourself with the international judges.
Familiar face on the left there in the kiss and cry area. That's Natalia Volkova-Dabadi, who is also the choreographer for Surya Bonaly.
And these a little bit higher, the presentation reflecting the nice choreography and certainly the theme they had throughout their performance. Good job.
And now the couple everyone has been waiting to see. Olympic champion Artur Dimitriev with his new partner, Oksana Kazakova. We'll be back in just a moment for more from the European Nice and Warm as we continue the pairs competition. This is Olympic champion Artur Dimitriev of Russia with his new partner, Oksana Kazakova.
Period of time. The difficult thing in pair skating is getting unison and doing these side-by-side triple jumps. Fantastic.
Second after the short program.
And following up with great side-by-side double axel. Right away you can see the single strength that they have. But there, something very strange. They were going for the split triple twist lift, and they didn't even bring it up off the ice. Now a throw triple toe loop. Great.
Skate so well together. Mention the Olympic Championship. Actually, Artur Dimitriev won both gold in '92 and silver at the Lillehammer Games in '94 with his former partner, Natalia Miskutyanuk. Here he is challenging for a European championship and who knows what else this year with his new partner.
And don't forget they're coached by the brilliant Tamara Moskvina. One hand overhead. fairly easy, but well done. Good extension in her leg. Here a throw, triple Salchow. Boy, I'll tell you, she's really looking solid on these throws, and that's not easy to be a pair skater with such a short period of time and perform the throws like that. Isn't this reminiscent of the style that we saw from Slutskaya and Dimitriev? They'll be working to establish their own identity as a pair team. But that is the kind of move that he used to perform with his partner that he won gold and silver with at the Olympics. But I see a lot of potential here in this team.
Fourth in their own national championships a year ago.
I can't believe they've been together for such a short period of time and they have these difficult skills down in performance under pressure right now.
In the summertime, they say they practice 30 hours a week, cutting back to 20 in the wintertime. And of course, the competitions begin. A nice round of applause for Artur Dmitriev and Oksana Kazakova.
Here the throw, triple toe loop, perfect air position, and she's just strong on the landing. Now, this usually goes into a star position, but you'll see that she keeps both of her legs together here. And watch the way she swings coming out of this like a pendulum. A lot of strain on his lower back. And then a very nice extension at the end of that lift. And there is the coach that's very much responsible for their success thus far, Tamara Moskvina. And the marks for technical merit, well, these are all fairly good marks, reflecting the skill, difficulty in their performance.
5-6. Thank you. Second mark.
And I think these will go up, actually, because they had great presentation in their performance.
5-9.
And they do a 5-9 from the check jump.
5-8. 5-8. 5-9. 5-7. Thank you.
That's impressive.
No question about it. Up next, another impressive pair, the defending European champions from Germany, Mandy Wurtzel and Ingo Stoyer, when we return to Bulgaria. Very much, Mr. PA announcer, back in Sofia, Bulgaria. Wurtzel and Stoyer from Germany, the defending European pairs champions, take to the ice.
And speaking of defending, that's just what they're doing right now. Having to defend that first place after the short program.
Unmistakably, the music of the Rolling Stones. Not perhaps the way the Stones recorded it.
Opening up with a split triple twist lift. Good catch on the landing.
reason I say that is because the music must be instrumental. There is no vocal performance allowed in Olympic-eligible competition.
They're side-by-side triple toe loop. Perfect. You have to have those side-by-side triples to be in the top 3 at Worlds in pairs figure skating. Oh, and then a big mistake on the throw triple toe loop. If she is not thrown into the air by her partner perfectly, that is the result. Side-by-side flying camel. She'll want to get it back here on this throw double axel. Two-footed landing, but she struggled through it.
Together as children on the same rink in former East Germany in the town of Chemnitz. Mandy Wurzel says her first crush was on the big guy from across the rink, Ingo Surya. Speaking of teams who haven't been together a long time, these two were together less than a year when they finished second in this European competition back in 1993. And they went on that year to take the silver medal in the World Championships as well.
Right now, though, with the fall that she had in the performance, it looks pretty good for Tazakova and Dmitriev, who could pull up ahead of them in the free program. Spin combination with the typical force you have to have with your partner in order to keep the spin moving well.
Defending European champions, Mandy Wurzel and Ingo Surya of Germany. First after the short program, but as Peter mentioned, with that fall, in danger of losing their overall lead.
And that fall took place because he did not throw her into the air enough, and she struggled to do the jump by herself and fell off of the axle to stay straight up and down. Here, this throw is good, but look at the 2-foot landing right there, both feet coming down. Not a fall, but judges want to see the landing on 1 foot.
We'll take a short break and have their scores when we return.
Five,
and Ingo Surya.
5, 6.
That fall, unfortunately, taking away from this mark right here, the technical merit. We can see it
5.3, 5.6,
ranging from 5.3 up to 5.7.
second mark.
Now the presentation scores.
5.5, 5.5.
We get a reaction from the crowd. We're seeing them all at once, not one at a time, the way we are.
5.7.
These are better scores.
5.5.
But it appears they will not be enough to prevent Artur Dmitriev and Oksana Kazakova from reversing the order after the short program. Kazakova and Dmitriev are your European champions, followed by Votzel and Stoyer. And that winds up our competition among the ladies and the pairs. Still to come will be ice dance in the men's competition after the technical program. Vyacheslav Zagorodnyak of the Ukraine leads Ilia Kulik from Russia, the defending European champion. But first on the ice, a surprising 7th after the technical competition, French national champion Philippe Candeloro.
And the character you're looking at, well, he's called Lucky Luke. Now, Lucky Luke is a good cowboy, and there are some villains. You can take a guess who they are. The Elvis Stoikos, the Alexei Romanov.
Lucky Luke, I am told, is actually a French cartoon and comic book character. Over the years, we've become used to seeing Philippe Candeloro skate to the Rocky theme. This is his new look.
And here, the triple axel, double toe loop, strong. In order for this program to work, though, he's got to hit the jump, because it really borderlines on show skating. Triple loop barely hanging on.
You recognize the theme from the old action show, The Wild West. You're older than you look.
Now you can see he's really having trouble falling out of some of the jumps. And the 2-foot skating right there, just gliding on 2 feet, that's considered quite easy. You can see it right here. There's no intricate steps or good footwork. So that's where the problem comes into his skating. Cow. Doesn't belong in Olympic eligible skating when you see the Zagorodniks and the Kuliks and the Alexei Romanovs of the world competing. Oh, the fortunate fall and the triple flip. As I said, you got to put it all together with the jump in order for the character, Lucky Luke, to come across.
Wobble there as well.
That's just taking a rest on the ice and you just stand there like that. triple flip.
A silver and bronze medalist in the World Championships the last 2 years. Has Felipe Candeloro lingered too long at the Olympic-eligible skating party? Is it time for him to move on to the pro ranks? All that remains to be seen.
The triple loop jump, watch the shoulders come forward on the landing and his arms waving, trying to save the jump. The triple flip, he gets up and then falls backwards on his skate and slips right off the edge. Not able to control the landing.
Skating with those spurs on his skate. He put himself in some danger there. Here are his technical scores, and we'll see what the judges think.
5, 6, 5,
And
5,
these
5,
marks
4, 5,
are
5,
representing the jumps
5,
within the
3,
program.
5,
I like
5,
Felipe Candeloro as an
5,
entertainer. I think
Thank
he's
you.
terrific the way he relates to the audience.
Second
You have
mark.
to remember, in Olympic eligible
5,
skating,
6,
you've got to have
5,
difficult
7,
footwork,
5,
connecting
8,
work, as we say in
5,
skating,
8,
and combine that with choreography and jump.
5, 6,
And that
5,
didn't happen
7,
here.
5, 7, 5, 7. Thank you.
As he consults with his coaches, backstage, Vyacheslav Zagorodnik prepares. He'll be on the ice next. Vyacheslav Zagorodnik, third in this competition a year ago, sixth in the World Championships. In his seventh European Championships performance, he will skate to the music of Chopin. Tremendous quality in the jumping within this performance. Take a look at this opening triple Lutz. Beautiful flow on the landing. Good speed. Very important triple axel, double toe loop, right on. If you keep that timing going throughout the program, they'll do fine. Triple loop jump, backward takeoff. Oh, these jumps are rock solid.
know, sometimes you just get into a rhythm and everything is working, and that's what's happening with the jump. Right where he should be.
In his 6 previous appearances in these championships, he has been 6th, 4th, 3rd 3 times, 2nd once. He has never won it.
Actually, there's some 2-foot skating in his performance that he really needs to fix up in order to get into that world-class league. But when it comes to the jump, watch out, because he is right on. Here, another attempt at the triple axel. Just as good as the first one. Single Salchow there. He was going for a triple. Didn't position himself over the blade where he should be. Only able to do a single. Solid performance, only one small mistake where he did a single on that jump, but you can see the relief on his face that he's very happy with the amount of jumps that were successful in this competition. Now here's a look at the triple axel. Great air position, good speed on the landing. He set up perfectly for the double toe lift right after it. And the next triple axel in the program was as good as the first one, 3.5 times around in the air. The judges see that. They're going to give him good scores for the technical merit, which are these scores right here.
5.8, 5.8.
Very high to start out.
5.8,
6.0 is the highest mark, and they're all
5.8
in line with each other. Only a 1/10 difference from the
Second
Austrian
mark.
judge.
5.9.
Now the presentation.
5.8, 5.8, 5.9, 5.8.
Again, all of these solid.
5.8, 5.8.
A 5.8 from the Austrian.
Thank you.
A very strong performance by Zagorodnik. Up next, the defending champion, Ilia Kulik. And Ilia Kulik of Russia stunned the figure skating world by taking the men's gold medal at his very first attempt. Now he will try to defend it. As you see, second after the technical program.
And he'll have to hit some big jumps in order to catch Vyacheslav Zagorodnik, who, remember, performed not only a triple axel in combination, but one by itself in the program. And he'll try to do that right here. The first triple axel turning out, doing threes out on the landing, not having a continuous edge. Doing threes out means rotating after the jump is complete on the ice. Flip, leaning on the takeoff, but straightening up in the air. Showing that he's a pretty incredible athlete to be able to pull that off. Triple loop. Only a double. He wanted a triple. Now the triple Lutz. Strong. He's got a lot of natural talent. You can see that. He just lifts into the air without any problem on the jump. Good explosive power. Here the triple loop, only a double. When the arms and legs don't come in, you can't get the rotation that's necessary to do the triple jump.
And you feel it right away, I think.
Absolutely.
Music from the soundtrack to the animated film Aladdin by Alan Menken. Keep in mind, Ilia Kulik is still just 18 years old.
Gets a lot of speed up. You have to be able to harness that when it comes to jump and have good technique. And he has all of that, but again, you're right, 18 years old, still developing. Another triple axel, and now there's the lack of experience, just a single there. He was going for a triple, but was not balanced properly to do the triple.
It appears at this point that Ilia Kulik is just holding on. Went for the triple there.
Yes, this is not on the level of Vyacheslav Zagorodny.
Well, he has seen disappointment before. After defending his World Junior Championship and winning this European Championship, Ilia Kulik finished 9th in the World Championship.
And Bob, remember I talked about the threes? There they are, right there. You want to see a continuous edge. Whenever you see rotation on the ice during the landing, that's wrong. And there, only a single axle. He wanted a triple there.
We'll see what the judges thought of it when we return. Scores for Ilia Kulik, beginning with the technical mark.
And they range from 5.5 up to 5.7. These would have been about 2/10 higher had he hit the jump in the program.
5.5. Thank you. Second mark.
Now the presentation marks.
5.7, 5.8.
And these are all a little bit better.
5.7.
The presentation was pretty good. Skating to Aladdin, good speed behind the program.
5.6.
But the jumps just weren't there.
The next skater
Another tough
is
day for a
Igor
young
Paskevich,
skater.
Russia.
Now here comes Russian Igor Paskevich. Fourth after the technical program. Skating to Andrew Lloyd Webber's variation.
And I really like the style that this young man has. He has good speed across the ice, good edges, but he'll need to perform some tough jumps to get the attention of the judges. Right there, triple axel, a little forward, but complete. on the landing. Leaning a little bit on the triple lutz, but keeping very composed for the triple flip. Solid.
Now 24 years old, Igor Paskevich was the world junior champion way back in 1990. The marks just haven't come for him since that time. Paskevich reminds me a lot of Paul Wiley on the ice.
Oh, and a very bizarre jump there. When you're not positioned right over the blade and you go to take off, the position in the air becomes very awkward. Now there, a nice triple loop. He got very strong at the end of the program, and he's obviously very happy to see that he was able to meet the pressure.
Fourth after the short program. It remains to be seen if he performed well enough to pull himself up past Ilia Kulik.
Here, the triple axel. When I talk about positioning, you've got to have the arms and the legs in the right takeoff position to feel good in the air, and he did there. Now, only the double Salchow. You could see how awkward, how high his arms were on the takeoff.
One of the challenges of figure skating. When it goes wrong, it's there for all the world to see. Via Bulgaria, Igor Paskevich awaits his scores, beginning with the technical marks.
5-7, 5-7.
And these scores will range from all the way from 5-4 from the Austrian judge up to 5-7.
5-4, 5-7, 5-6.
But that was a pretty solid performance considering what the other men have done in this competition.
5-8.
Now the presentation scores, we'll see how much higher they are.
5-8.
And they're a little bit higher,
5-6.
going from 5-4 again up to 5-8 this time. So
thank you.
Interesting things have happened.
Interesting indeed for Vyacheslav Zagorodnik of the Ukraine, who picks up his first European championship in his 7th try. Igor Paskevich finishes second, defending champ Ilia Kulik in third. Up next, we'll change the musical beat and enjoy ice dancing. Stand by for more from Bulgaria. Out in the square, hot springs offer great refreshment for free.
The cheering from the audience. They know the music, and there's very strong rhythm behind this free dance. And that is a requirement. The dance must have a danceable rhythm.
Also notice the interaction between the skaters, very different from pairs competition.
Since the ice dancers will not be doing high overhead lifts and throws, they will be doing very quick, intricate steps with quick changes of dance holds throughout. See the couples separating, that is skating apart, shadow skating the way you will see pair skating. They'll stay together pretty much hand in hand throughout the entire performance.
Because of the heavy rhythm and the emphasis on dance movement, you see a lot of audience enthusiasm for ice dancing. Nice round of applause for Irina Romanova and Igor Yaroshenko.
And she's happy because she was able to get through all of the twizzles that she had to perform throughout the free dance. It's really a test of accuracy with the feet. But here, one of the dance lifts, this is allowed. It's not an overhead lift that you would see in pair skating. And again, footwork that has to be intricate, quick changes of direction. And there's one of the twizzles. So a very complete program for them.
Former Ukrainian national champions in ice dance will have their scores when we return to historic Bulgaria for more of the European champion standards of ice dance. Here are the scores for Irina Romanova and Igor Yaroshenko.
And they range from 5-4 to 5-6 for technical merit. That reflects the steps and the difficulty of the dance.
Second mark.
You can see from the way they're breathing, it is quite an exercise.
It really is. These are the marks for artistic presentation. These go up a little bit, so they're very happy. A lot of quick steps to be done in a short period of time. It takes some endurance.
Now on the ice from Russia, Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov. Second coming into this free dance, the final portion of the program.
And this is a very wonderful dance to watch. It's a Russian folk dance, and they perform it so well. Watch this dance take off right here. Great step sequence. Turns and steps, they're able to maintain a lot of speed throughout the performance.
Competition a year ago. Krylova and Ovsyannikov were fifth at the World Championships last year in Birmingham, England. And now, as they did then, they train in Newark, Delaware.
Along with Grishuk and Platov, and Romanova and Yaroshenko under the same coach, Natalia Linichuk.
And well-deserved.
Well, the dance just doesn't stop, and I love her expression throughout the entire performance. Sometimes it's a little bit over the top, but you have to really project to the audience. Don't forget, we're sitting very close to the performance, but the people that are sitting way up in the stands, that translates well for them.
Refrains of some World Championship accordion playing. Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov.
And their steps throughout, very interesting. One of the dance flips they performed, very much in character.
For Angelika Krylova, Oleg Ovsyannikov. 5-7.
Here are their scores.
And the technical merit scores all fine. From 5-6 to 5-8. There was a lot of difficulty in this dance because of the quick changes throughout. Going from steps to dance holds.
5-7, 5-8.
And the artistic presentation, all outstanding. They've really brought across a Russian folk dance on ice. It was wonderful.
And Angelika is exhausted. When we return, the reigning world champions, Oksana Grishuk and Yevgeny Platov. Stay with us for more.
A lot more speed has come into ice dancing. They're moving across the ice a lot faster than the discipline did, let's say, 10 years ago, with the exception of Corval and Dean, who really have made ice dancing what it is today. Originality on the dance list right there. I would say of all the disciplines of figure skating, ice dancing demands that there be a lot of originality. You always have to have a new concept in the free dance.
Again, you have to have that toe-tapping music.
Rhythm is a requirement. Class, but this is very difficult because you have a lot of skating going on and a lot of upper body movement, and you have to look as though it's easy. Tough.
Just like dancing the mambo.
some energy out there.
Oh, my, I guess so. Makes you tired just watching. And that's why they are Olympic and world champions, Oksana Grichuk and Yevgeny Platov.
And in top shape. They run through this program on a regular basis, and it really shows. Here, the quick twizzles. At any moment, a slight mistake will lead to a disastrous fall and totally destroy the program, but they've really mastered the steps.
Imagine doing this day in and day out in practice. That'll keep you slim. And a great round of applause from the audience. We'll be back to check their scores for Grichuk and Platov.
And all of these scores solid, right across, clearly making them the champions of the ice dancing event.
Second mark.
Here are the presentations.
5-9.
And again, all strong, the artistic presentation. Well, I think that speaks for itself. You could really see that throughout the entire performance.
Just one score, less than 5-9. A runaway victory in ice dance for the reigning world champs, Oksana Grichuk and Yevgeny Platov. Take a look at the rest of the scores. Peter Carruthers, your final thoughts.
Well, I think this is a great setup for the World Championships that will take place later on. Interesting performances, and certainly a very athletic competition with an artistic flavor.
Congratulations to all of our champions. Remember the name, Irina Slutskaya. For Peter Carruthers, I'm Bob Varsha. So long, everyone.
Two-time ladies champion Irina Slutskaya. Rising star Ilia Kulik. World and Olympic champions Grichuk and Platov. And the always entertaining Frenchman Philippe Candeloro. All dance with a little Saturday afternoon fever before next month's World Championship. Today, two American speakers.
The City of Light always looks spectacular, and the spotlights are on inside Paris's Bercy Omnisports Palace. And hello, everyone. I'm Terry Gannon. We're glad you're with us for today's special performances. The competitions here in Paris offered us a chance to see Europe's best go head-to-head in their most important international competition other than the World Championship. Now we can see them perform without judges and without many of the usual restrictions. And Peggy, it was a Russian sweep of the gold medals here in Paris, including the ladies in pairs event.
You're right. You know, Irina Slutskaya, who's found more sophistication and more confidence on the ice, successfully defended her European title. She has matured this year, and Dick, by winning here, the world champions Altsova and Bushkov have continued that Russian dominance in the pairs event.
Well, you know, the Russians have also dominated so completely in the ice dancing event as well. You know, when you see ice dancing, you kind of want to grab your partner and just step off into a quick step. How about it?
Can I lead?
No, I'll lead, thank you.
Oh.
Remember one thing, though, about ice dancing. As beautiful as it is, and as much as you want to do it yourself, when you see Grichuk and Platov, all you'll want to do is sit down in emotional and physical exhaustion. They're that good. And then there's the men. The Russian Olympic champion, Alexei Urmanov, will be skating. Now, he can add more fuss and feathers to his costume than anybody in the whole history of skating and still complete all the very difficult triple jumps. And then there's Philippe Candeloro. Well, I've got to tell you about Philippe Candeloro. He has done exhibitions where he's taken off more of his clothes, that if he took off anything more, it would be an X-rated event. In exhibition skating, you kind of take what you get.
And fittingly, getting things underway, the 9-time French national champion, who has also captured 5 European ladies titles, 23-year-old Surya Bonaly. And even though she finished a disappointing 9th this year, only Sonia Henny and Katerina Witt have won more European ladies titles.
And she is really a charming young lady. And she's a very sweet, sensitive young lady.
And now nice to see that she can still do these very difficult triple jumps after that career-threatening ripped Achilles tendon that had to be surgically reattached. That injury kept her off the ice for 5 months.
She's such a fighter. I mean, that is incredible that she recovered that quickly. That's real determination. Oh, beautifully done. That spiral entrance and that gorgeous triple cow.
Watched her compete. It really is amazing to see this exhibition. She is skating, just the pure art of skating, better than she does in her competitive number. She feels it more, it's more musical, and it's more entertaining.
I definitely agree. I think this is where she really excels, is in the exhibitions. You really see the true Surya. Real unusual. That's very hard to do. And she doesn't wear stockings, so that must hurt a little bit.
Interesting. She has more flair, more fun, more elegance, and more line in this kind of a program than she does in her championship programs.
This is the happy side of Surya Bonaly.
The 5-time European champion who has 3 times captured silver medals at the World Championships. We hope we see her again there fully healthy this March. And coming up next, a young man who will be one of the favorites to win the men's championship, Ilia Kulik of Russia, skates when we come back. He's been considered a rising star since his win at the European Championships in 1995. All he could manage was a 4th place finish here in Paris, but he will be one of the favorites in Lausanne, Switzerland at the World Championships. Ilia Kulik of Russia. Today he skates to Dreams of Love by Franz Liszt.
pedestal for being a romantic and noble skater. It's almost like if he should have George Balanchine to work with him.
His skating just moves over the ice and really fills this music so completely.
It's like he's just at the end of his teens and waiting for somebody to really lead him into great skating. He's got the potential for it.
Wonderful to watch. What a breath of fresh air.
He is on the cusp of being one of the most important men's skaters today. It's just like he needs somebody to lead him now into that next sort of step in which he can be one of the great male dancer skaters of this century.
Maria Butirskaya is a woman in a sport amongst teenagers. Her glamorous look and alluring style set her apart from other figure skaters. At age 24, she has found a life beyond the ice rink, one of maturity and independence.
I consider myself very lucky because outside of my skating, I have a very fulfilling private life. Life does not only consist of skating. Skating is great, but it's not the most important aspect of life.
Maria now lives in her own apartment in Moscow, spending much of her time with her boyfriend Sergey and friends.
Sergey helps me quite a bit. There are many things I'm grateful for. I've been with him for 4 years, and it is clear to both of us that this works.
At age 7, Maria took the bus to practice on her own. This independence has given her strength in a skating world that never gave her its full support.
Because I performed poorly at one tournament in 1993, I am no longer considered a good athlete. My relationship with the Russian Federation has always been bad. They didn't tell me about the competition. I wasn't sent. I feel like an extra person on the Russian team, not very important.
Through this adversity, Maria's determination has never wavered. She remains confident in herself.
I know my worth. I'm a strong person willing to fight for my own. That is why I skate.
With perseverance and a sense of defiance, she has proven herself a champion once again, winning the Russian Nationals for a 4th time. And despite only managing a 4th place finish here in Paris, Maria Butirskaya will once again, no doubt, be a major factor in the upcoming World Championships.
Maria has a very exotic look on the ice, and she really gets into this look. She even designed her costume. This one's quite effective. Maria smiling while she's skating. She's usually very, very serious and concentrates so much in the competition skating.
Actually, this was the same program that she skated, the short program at the European Championship. But what a difference it makes when she changes the costume, gets a little sexier look, and you get some markings on the ice and some spotlights in. It becomes quite a different program, and I think a more successful one. Of course, it's more relaxing, too.
Still to come, the European ladies and men's champions. For the first time, they're both from Russia. Irina Slutskaya and Alexei Urmanov. The highlight of Alexei Urmanov's career to this point, a win at the '94 Olympics, but he had never won a European title until this year. And for him, this is a subdued costume, Dick.
Well, I think it's quite sedate. Sort of reminds me of my pajamas.
Doesn't clash a bit.
Felt he looked a little bit like a young Tyrone Bauer.
Really? I think he really enjoys doing this number, playing with the audience.
All the way through his program. I'm not sure quite what they mean, but they make a point.
Attitude's everything, Dick. Very fun.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo play Paris in the form of the reigning Olympic and now European champion Alexei Urmanov of Russia. And when we return, his counterpart, the European ladies champion Irina Slutskaya, who told us a year ago she would never wear makeup. The face of figure skating is changing. She skates when we come back.
Wide world of sport.
When she won a European title, her first last season, she seemed genuinely shocked to be on top of the podium. This year, after her win, Irina Slutskaya of Russia seemed like she expected it to happen, and she may be in the midst of a very long run of gold medals.
And she certainly has a big personality. She is great fun. She has a lot of charisma, and everybody likes her.
And a lot of natural talent, too.
Very cute.
But she has matured over this past year in the use of makeup and playing to the audience more, her hand positions. Very nice.
She's still 17.
They are once again the European dance champions, Oksana Grishuk and Yevgeny Platov. And as Dick said in the open, get ready to be physically and emotionally exhausted at the end of this number. They will skate to Madonna.
move.
That's very effective also. A lot of passion and expression.
Oh, they're wonderful.
They really are.
But, you know, when you realize that she's 25 and he's 29, it's awfully hard to put this together, create this kind of a program when you're still in your teens. Just brilliant.
For the second year in a row, they have won the European Championships, and another marvelous performance today in the exhibition from Oksana Grishuk and Yevgeny Platov of Russia. And when we return, Felipe Candeloro takes us back to the 70s. Gold chains, anyone? Well, throughout his career, he has portrayed Conan the Barbarian, Rocky, Godfathers 1, 2, and 3. You figured Felipe Candeloro would get around to playing Travolta in Saturday Night Fever at some point. And Travolta's How to Get in Hollywood. This is a great time to do it. This is the four-time French national champion.
This is perfect.
Even looks like one of the Bee Gees.
He does. Great outfit. Hasn't skated yet, but
Well, what's that got to do with the price of tomatoes? I told you he'd be taking his clothes off. With where he'll be right up in the top row of the audience in about 2 minutes. Uh-oh.
he is in his element. Very effective step.
And that was one of the moves that was banned from competitive skating. So effective, so good.
Wonderful.
Yet taken right out of competitive skating.
Well, this is Mr. Entertainment for sure.
Philippe Candeloro, the 4-time French national champion. Got to get over this shyness one day.
Yeah.
You know, you said he looked like the Bee Gees, one of the Bee Gees. I said one time that he looked like a young Jean-Paul Belmondo, the great French movie star. Nobody knew who he was.
He doesn't want to leave the ice. Yeah, the crowd didn't want him to either. Whether we needed one or not, there's a new disco king alive. Philippe Candeloro.
Well, it's one of the best parts of skating, that you can see numbers like this and performers like this where they can just let it all go. That's the name of the game in this sport.
And the amazing thing is, Dick Button has that very outfit in his closet today.
The difference is I can't get into it.
And again, back out on the ice, guess what we're going to see? The backflip You think he knows where the cameras are? Felipe Candeloro waving goodbye to an adoring audience. And we say goodbye, too. We look forward to seeing them all at the World Championships in March. For Peggy Fleming and Dick Button, I'm Kerry Gannon.